Welcome back to our Thingsboard IoT tutorials. This is our second session, and then we're going to start by creating some devices. I believe by now you will have become familiar with the interface or the platform. So let's create some devices here. So usually the devices represent the sensor nodes that you deploy in the field to measure environmental phenomena, whether it is pollution, temperature, humidity, and any other phenomena you want to measure. Okay, so we have the devices here. So let's okay, I want us to start by creating a device profile because usually we need device profiles. So let's use this plus icon here to create our device profile. So create new device profile. So we're going to name this device profile Accra because the sensor devices or the sensor nodes we're going to deploy are going to be deployed in Accra. So let's say Accra is the device profile. So there are some other yeah settings here you have to do, like the chain rule, whether um, how it should behave in a mobile platform and so on, but we are going to leave all of that to default, and then we'll simply add a new profile called Accra. All right, so you can now see our new profile here. The profile type is default, yeah, because we just allowed the default settings. So now that we have um, a device profile, let's get to our devices, and then we'll begin to create some devices here. Okay, so these are the devices, all the devices we have at the moment. So we are going to create new devices. Okay, perhaps let me just get rid of these devices as well because we don't need them. Because we are using a live demo session, some other people's devices are showing up here. All right, so now the page is completely clean. We're going to start afresh by using this plus icon here to create our devices. All right, so add a new device. So this new device, we are going to call it, we want to measure carbon monoxide. So we are going to say carbon, yeah, so monoxide. Okay, so this is our carbon monoxide sensor. So that is the device name, carbon monoxide sensor. Um, so I'm going to use a symbol for the sensor. So I will just say S001. So that is the carbon monoxide sensor. And now we have to give a label. So we'll call it, yeah, perhaps I'll say CO. That is the label for carbon monoxide. Yeah, so I'll just say CO sensor. All right, so now we are going to leave it to at the setting here to default, but we'll change the device profile. You remember we created a device profile earlier, so this is it, Accra. So we just need to change that, and they may ask you whether it's a gateway or not. You shouldn't check the gateway. Later on, when you are developing an entire network, that is when you need a gateway. So developing an entire network, you need some of the devices to be gateways, such that other sensor nodes can relay their information to the gateway. So the gateway collects the information at the end of the day before it is what communicated through the internet or through whatever network you have to your servers or applications. All right, so let's add our device. Our device is a carbon monoxide sensor, and the device profile is Accra. Okay, so now that we have our device here, we can start by what sending some data to this device. Okay, so let's get back to the Thingsboard platform here. I will need to copy some code there, the curl statements. Yeah, so that we can use the curl statements to send data. So you can see that when you come to connecting devices, There are some options there. You have what the HTTP, the MQTT, both for Windows and here Linux, Mac OS, and then so on. So make sure HTTP or MQTT is selected. So we are going to start with the HTTP. Okay. All right. So to do that, we are not going to deploy sensor node. So we are going to use the curl statement to sort of simulate the sensor node. So this is the curl statement. I'm going to copy it, and then I'll open a text file here, and then I'm going to display it on the text file. All right. So I'm having challenges with my mouse here. Okay. I think the mouse is getting some issues. All right. So let me paste it here. So this is the curl statement, and we need to make some modifications on the curl statement, especially the access token. So this access token will allow it to communicate with the dashboard device we have just created. Okay, and then we are measuring carbon monoxide and not temperature. So we are going to change the name of the parameter or the component we are measuring. Okay, so let's say carbon monoxide. Okay. All right, and then carbon monoxide, now we need to indicate the measure. Okay, so what was the measure of it, yeah, recorded by the sensor? So let's say it was 15. Usually it is measured in what micrograms per meter cube. Okay, yeah. So we are not going to put the unit here. We'll put it in the dashboard. All right. So let's also go for the access code. So we need the access code. Let's get back to the device we created. So this is the device we created. So we should open this device, and then we'll copy this access code. So this access code is what we are going to use to establish the connection. Okay, so now let's replace our access token here. Okay, so we are pasting whatever access token we have copied. So this is the curl statement. Now we can run our curl statement. Yeah, let's copy it and run it. Okay, so I'm going to get to command prompt. Okay, so we are going to run command prompt as admin. Okay. All right, so I'm having some bit of okay. Just one is enough. Okay, but before we do that, I would like us to look at the latest telemetry. So whatever data is sent by the sensor node is displayed or is shown at the latest telemetry. So that is the telemetry data. At the moment, you can see that no telemetry is found. Okay, so let's go and run the curl statements, and then we'll come back and look at it. So let's start by saying curl. All right, then we'll just simply click here, and then once you right click, it's going to paste your curl statement, your modified curl statement. So let's enter. Okay, so everything is looking good. Now we can get back to our carbon monoxide, and you can see the latest telemetry. We have what carbon monoxide, and then the reading here is what 15. Okay, so that will be micrograms per meter cube. Okay, so the next thing we may want to do is to actually add to actually create a dashboard. So we are going to create a dashboard, and then we are going to add a widget to the dashboard and display this telemetry information on the widgets. Okay, so I think yeah, even once you click here, you'll be given the option to show it on a widget. Yeah, but there's another way to do that. So let's use this particular method. So show on widgets. Okay. Yeah, but before we show it on the widget, I think we should create the dashboard. Okay, let's create our dashboard. So let's go to the menu items and look for dashboards. Okay, so here we are going to see a number of dashboards there. Let's create a new dashboard. Okay, so this dashboard, I'm going to call it air quality index, or Accra air quality index. Accra AQI. Okay, so that is just it. I'm not going to give any description. Okay, so we now have a dashboard called Accra AQI. So let's open the dashboard. So you simply click on it to open the dashboard and then open. All right, so here we have to yeah, turn or enter the edit mode by clicking this pencil icon here. So this takes us to the edit mode. So now we are going to create what we call an alias. Okay, let's add an alias. So you can use this particular icon here to add an entity alias. So let's, yeah, so usually the entity aliases are required when you are trying to add data sources to your widgets. So the alias, I'm going to call it let's call it, yeah, Accra. So okay, let's just call it Accra. And so the type of it, so we are going to use a device, yeah, because we are creating devices. So this is the, so device type. Okay, so the device type is Accra. Yeah, but maybe I may want to just change this. So let's make it carbon monoxide as the alias. Okay. All right. So let's save the alias. So now that we've saved our alias, we can get back to what our device and either add the widget from the device, or we can do it from the dashboard. So let's go ahead and do it from the dashboard. So I'm going to click the plus icon here. Then you can add widget from this particular button. Okay, so there are a number of widgets we can add here. We have the card, we have the chart. Yeah, so let's add a card here. So I'm going to use this particular simple card. Yeah, we have the time series card. Okay, and then we have what the HTML value card. So let's use this simple card. Okay, so the simple card, we are going to add the data source here. So is the entity. Let's pick the alias is carbon monoxide, and then we have our carbon monoxide here. Okay, so I think that is it. We are also going to look at the data settings. So we are going to change the unit of measurement. So like I said, it's micrograms per meter cube. So I have it right here. I'm going to copy that. Okay, so let's paste this. Okay, then we can add it, and then we'll have Okay, so you can see our carbon monoxide reading here. And then the current reading is what, 15 micrograms per meter cube. So so you can add widgets like you can add the widgets like this for, yeah, all the pollutants, I mean, you are measuring, and at the end of the day, the air quality index itself, you can create a separate widget for it. Yeah. So the common pollutants we have are carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. Then we have what, the ozone. Yeah, we have PM 2.5 and then the PM 10. I'm going to be talking about them more as we go on. Okay, so I'm going to make this very short. You should learn how to create your first, um, yeah, your first widget or your first dashboard and display, um, yeah, readings from your sensor devices. Okay, so that is what we have done now. Okay.